Greetings and welcome again to the next review in our mid-2018 video review series. Today I'm going to look at the Rafael Gonzalez Perlas, another small cigar. This is a Perlas because it's 40 ring gauge, or 5/8 of an inch in diameter, and it's 4 inches long, 102 milliliters in length. Again, this size is this cigar you're looking at. Similar to the previous review, the El Principe, 45 minutes to 40 minutes to smoke it. Myself, again, around 30 minutes, 35. That's what I'm looking for when in regards to time, in regards to smoking it. I'm going to light it up, and while I do that, I'll give you a little bit of a history of the marker. Because this marker, if you're new to Cuban cigars, if you're not too familiar with all the markers, the seven main global brands, which we've discussed before in the mid-2018 video review series, Cohiba, Hoyo de Monterrey, H. Upmann, Montecristo, Partagas, Roma Julieta, and Jose El Piedra. They're the markers that tend to be known worldwide. This Rafael Gonzalez marker is only a local brand and may not be too familiar with some of you. With cigar enthusiasts, it may be more familiar. Rafael Gonzalez was founded in 1928. I guess one thing that categorises the Rafael Gonzalez marker is that curious inscription you get in the box that's written in English about leaving them for 12 months or a year, or smoking them within 30 days. I believe it was discontinued as a marker around 1960, around the time of the Cuban Revolution, but got reintroduced in 1965. There used to be more vitolas, like many of the smaller markers used to be more vitolas in this marker. In the last, I guess, 20 years or so, there's been 6 deletions, and I would guess the Rafael Gonzalez Coronas Extra, which was Coronas Gorda, and the Rafael Gonzalez Lonsdale are the most missed of those, which were deleted in 2010 and 2006, respectively. Today we have the Panatellas Extra, which is a smaller 36 ring gauge by 127mm cigar. But be mindful if you're looking to pick up some Rafael Gonzalez cigar. There's only 3 regular productions cigars left, and the Panatellas Extra is a short filler cigar, not a long filler cigar. Hence why I think it's a little bit cheaper. The other 2 cigars, which is curious why this is, the Petit Corona, 42 ring gauge by 129mm, and this Perlas, 40 ring gauge by 102mm. They're the only 3 Rafael Gonzalez that we currently have in regular production. But what's curious about it is most of the outside of the 7 big global brands, a lot of the markers only have 1, 2, or 3 regular production cigars. Maybe 1 or 2 have 4. I'm thinking of, I think, Trinidad. But nearly all of them would have cigars of larger ring gauges, but none of them are like the Rafael Gonzalez in having only ring gauges. Cigars are only ring gauges that are smaller. Now, what's interesting about this Perlas is it was only released in 2012, and at the time it came out, I believe it was only available in Spain, and I think in early 2013 there was a launch in the UK, and it became more available in Europe, and now it's available worldwide. We said in the previous video where I discussed Menudos and Perlas, There's quite a number of these because Habanos SA doesn't tend to delete that size. And in the Menudos and the Perlas range, which I'm talking about Menudo cigars, which are 42 ring gauge by 4 1/3 inch or 110 millimeters long, or Perlas, which are again 40 ring gauge by 4 inch long or 102 millimeters. In that range, Partagas shorts and I think Monte Cristo No. 5s dominate. And Habanos SA has started to release even smaller cigars, such as H. Upmann Half Corona and the Monte Cristo Media Corona, and a very recent release, the Romeo and Julieta Petit Royale, which is 47 ring gauge by 95. I mentioned those last three because H. Upmann Half Corona is quite a popular seller too. But I don't know if this Perlas is, or if you've heard of it, and hence why I'm doing the review. I think this is just a fantastic, underrated little cigar and worthy of your time. If you want to reach for a cigar that's Menudo or Perlas, have a go at this Rafael Gonzalez Perlas. It's an interesting cigar in regards to flavour because having researched quite a number of both online reviews, although not too many online reviews of this cigar, and printed reviews online, describing in terms of flavour tends to be varied. Unlike the San Cristobal El Principe, the 8th review in the series, which tends to be more uniform, I guess people get the different type of flavours, but the main flavours they tend to get out of them would be earth, leather, cocoa, chocolate, maybe a floral element to it, and a honey sweetness. Roasted nuts, and maybe like a cocoa or cinnamon spice. So there's quite a range of flavours that that people pick up out of these Perlas. I'm currently smoking through a box of PMS Abril 2015 Rafael Gonzalez Perlas. So they're already 3 and a bit years old. And I guess for me, what they remind me of, I do see a correlation with the Monte Cristo No. 5, but not quite that Monte Cristo cocoa flavour. I don't get that out of them, definitely not. But I get more of definitely a cocoa. I guess if people if they describe them as earth and leather, I guess I would categorise this box as being more floral in nature. But I definitely do get that honey sweetness that I really like out of them. And even surprisingly so, for the fact that it's 3 years old, I get a slight baking spice, which I really like, and I tend to get in cigars that, or you would tend to get in cigars that are older, aged a bit more. The other thing to mention about the Rafael Gonzalez Perlas is that in terms of its strength, the Rafael Gonzalez marker, and I mentioned this in the second review on the Lonsdale, it's on the lighter side. So when you think of lighter Cuban cigars, think Hoyo de Monterrey or Rey de Mundo, Rafael Gonzalez. In comparison, say the fuller or the stronger side, which I would categorise as Bolivar, Partagas, or Romano Juanes. So I guess what I'm getting out of this is a little bit of the baking spice, like cocoa, floral. You may describe it as a combination of earth and leather. and it's really mild, and I think it's one of the reasons why it's one of my go-to cigars. The mildness is what I really like, you know. This box has been very reliable for me also. I haven't been too disappointed with barely any of them, and I think I've gone through about at least 80% of the box. Anyway, I'm going to smoke through to the second half and come back and offer some more thoughts on this RG Perlas. So I've come back into the, I should say, I've gone now into the second half, and this is similar to the El Principio. That's it's really smoked well. Ash is fantastic. And the one thing that I could say about it is that it's still beautifully mild, even at this point. Relatively easy to retrohale if that's what you desire. The Rafael Gonzalez Perlas was available in 5-packs, cardboard packs, but I think the packaging was deleted in 2017, and so they're only available in 25 dress boxes. I can't comment in regards to buying blind, so I did comment on that in the El Principio review, but look, I've got to admit to you, I'm not sure about buying these blind, but they don't come up too regularly on the 24-24, but I can tell you what they do. They sell well, because I think those of us that are more experienced know how good this little cigar is. The one main thing that I really like about it, just for me personally, is just the strength of it. It's just beautifully mild, and in comparison to other Menudos and Perlas, they tend to be, for me, more stronger in their flavour, or just in their strength. But I know that when I reach for this cigar, I know I tend to I know that I'm going to get a mild cigar with really pleasant flavours out of it. And the one main flavour that I've really enjoyed out of this has been the that very light. I describe it as baking spice. Other people, as I said, they might have described it as more like a cinnamon spice, or even like a pepper. People have remarked that the Rafael Gonzalez Perlas does give them like a black pepper. It depends if your palate is savoury or sweet. Mine's sweet, and I guess that's why I might be getting that. You might get something else out of it. That's the beauty of cigar smoking. We all can pick up slightly different flavours out of the cigars we enjoy. I think I might ash this before it falls into my ashtray. There it goes. But again, I've really enjoyed this. Hasn't let me down. If you're a FOH member and you see them on 24-24, have a think about trying these out. If you haven't tried them before, so there you go. Whether you like it or not, you may. And it might be a regular cigar for you. Anyway, I'm going to again leave it there. Thanks for your time, and until next time, happy smoking.